For
There you go.
January 9th. Meeting. We'll review the minutes. Any questions, additions, changes? Good. Motion to approve the minutes. Perfect. Second. Favor.
There were work sessions.
There were 3 work sessions. It was the Ethan Allen project, Franklin Office Park project, and the discussion. It's changing the town. Okay. First up this evening, we've got Rolex.
Yeah, give you a quick overview. Happy New Year, by the way.
You as well.
First one. Well, he gets if you want the site plan. Once that's up, from our Tuesday discussion, we made some adjustments at the recommendation of Eric. What had come back was from the previous site plan, there were some oversight on the number of handicap parking spaces in conjunction with the request that you guys made on Tuesday regarding the lighting and everything. We picked that up as well. If you can go to L200 or L2. These are the old ones. I could pull my board. From Tuesday, we updated the front here for 4 parking spaces due to the amount of parking spaces that we had. It wasn't caught last year, 2 years ago when we got the original approval. So we added those spaces in, moved it around, added bollards for the handicap parking. And then we're meeting the result of the variance that was part of the original approval back in the day. So parking spaces have not changed, they've just been shifted along this edge. And then we've made note of the lighting. And then we're basically just gonna use a light bulb in that fixture to stay below the 1200 lumens. We've noted that in the plan and we've noted that in the photometric plan as well. So in terms of addressing the comments from the board, I think we did everything outside of these minor adjustments.
Doug, they confirmed the rock was okay with that.
In regards to the trail, I think after your meeting, if we had heard that, Rob, I think that they're okay with the trail. So, we've noted on the photometric plan, both the fixture and then the 1200.
If you read about it up now. It's like.
I do, sorry. Okay. Any other questions?
And so just to clarify, the fixture, if they use a different light bulb, it could go over the required lumens.
Take it out.
Right. Yeah, like if they were to change the light bulb, it may, but then if somebody said it was bright, we should just go up there and it would be changed back down to the other light bulb.
Correct, yeah.
There is a note on here,
Yeah,
that it should not exceed 1200 lumens.
okay.
Yeah, the main.
Like, do they know what, yeah, do they know what light bulb that is? Like,
I mean, it's gonna be
What
up to the
line?
maintenance staff, but in terms of installation, you know, it's noted on the plans. It's part of the photometric plan for the call out on what that light bulb is. So that's what gets back at installation. If that bulb blows,
there is a
It's-
call out on like the specific light bulb that
Yeah.
somewhere, okay,
Yeah, let it sit in this wall.
well, I wouldn't know what light bulb if I saw that note.
Right.
But if somebody were to
But
tell
it's on
me
the-
what
You
light bulb.
gotta bring your glasses.
Probably
Don't go back there, right?
Yeah, Okay.
Alright. Go ahead and propose a resolution there. The board providing building permit projects inside of March 23rd, 2023 for subdivision and site plan. The applicant made minor facade improvements to the building on the site that were approved by resolution dated 2025-2024. The applicant will now come to the board for modification of the site plan as approved on March 23rd, 2023. The requested changes were precipitated by the applicant's desire to provide a more aesthetic and pleasing entrance to their site from the Ave, and is also important also to implement certain site plan modifications requested by the town board. And this board, since the closing of Park Dewey Ave by the town board, this board approves the site plan last modified 185, including specifications dated 12/26/2024, and photometrics last dated 12/24.
I think we might have, is this updated today
The
for
photometric one.
dates?
No,
Okay, so,
this was dated the 7th.
okay,
The photometrics last dated the 7th.
Site plan update.
this
I
one,
don't know that there's a date on the photometric itself, but the package of the photometric came in with. The last revision date.
so
is
we do
1/7.
have 1/8/2025. And then including the specifications of photometrics provided with this package.
We received it January.
This board has reviewed the Onondaga County Planning Board Administrative Referral dated 11/26/24, which recommended approval. The board has reviewed the SCAF applicant dated application
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
dated 10/21/2024, and issued a negative secret declaration for this unlisted action. This approval is made with the following conditions. The applicant must provide an easement to the town, which allows the town access to the lot that the approved driving turnaround located far south end side of the site off Dewey Road for snow removal trucks, emergency vehicles, and turnaround. Easement to be approved by the planning board and town board attorney and filed with the Onondaga County Clerk's office. This approval is made with the further conditions that this approval is for plans and other submitted documents, that have been signaled by the planning board chairperson and the applicant, requires that all the work shown be completed by the applicant in order for a certificate of occupancy compliance to be issued. Any proposed changes, additions, or deletions to the scope of materials from the site plan documents are not approved and are subject to further site plan review pursuant to the town code section 22-42. Except as specifically modified herein, the approvals of March 23rd, 2023, and January 25th, 2024 remain in full force and effect, including any findings and conditions therein. Wait, all in favor? Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have Taco Bell. The recommendation of the day.
Okay.
Yep. Well. That's always.
Yeah.
Not this. It'll just be the driveway. Good evening, everyone. John Bissett, Naparello Consulting. Here tonight with my colleague Matthew Naparello. coming in for referral to the ZBA for the front yard setback, landscape buffer areas, and building height. So I wanted to come in tonight, also bring a little bit of concept of what we're working with. I know we've talked about the driveway in the past. So we're trying to separate those two lanes just to discourage people from making that illegal left turn into the site. Provided those bike racks that we had discussed earlier as well. Talked to Rocco to move the sidewalk away from Marginal Road a little bit where we can. There is some vegetation and just steep slopes here on the side that we need to keep working with. And to make sure that we get that taken care of, satisfactory for everyone. We also talked to Jeff Deep regarding this area along the shoulder of the road here. We originally had the trees on the roadside of the sidewalk, but after talking with Jeff Deep, we've moved those away from the right of way, just between the sidewalk and the building. Kind of hard to see here, but they were over here. Now they're over here.
We're making a recommendation on the recommendation of ZBA.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have another opportunity. You drive that tree, some of these other side issues.
Yeah, yeah, our thought was just to show
Yeah.
progress that we were making and not necessarily.
Yep. And we'll continue to work with DOT and all the other
Absolutely.
entities there. The front yard setback is moving it from 35 feet up closer to the road, right?
Yep.
10 feet.
It's 10 feet now, yeah.
Feet. That, by moving it up, requires us to vary the height because it's a 1-to-1
Yes.
property line. That's that variance, and then landscape buffers is that pinch,
Yeah, just right here.
which requires 10 feet, and we don't have 10 feet there.
Yeah, we're at a 2-foot setback now.
But we do have enough vegetation on that side.
Yeah, this is all vegetated and grass. We're proposing some landscaping there as well.
Any questions? Offer recommendation, ZBA. This board has been working with the applicant toward an acceptable site plan on the site. Some challenging configurations, ingress and egress issues, while the site plan still has some work to be acceptable. This board is recommending that the variance requested herein be granted so that the site plan process can proceed. At the request of the planning board, the applicant requests a 25-foot variance from the code required 35-foot setback from the road. This would allow for the proposed building to be set back only 10 feet on the Bridge Street. This setback, which puts the building closer to the road, is in accordance with the overall plan for this corridor and the area to become more walkable, prevent facades, and not parking fields on Bridge Street. Because of the variance on the setback that puts the building closer to the street, the height requirement of section 1-2-H of the code required a variance. Accordingly, where the code requires a 1-foot setback for each foot of height, this board recommends a 16-foot variance in height to allow the building to be higher than the building was allowed. Finally, the code requires 20-foot. 10-foot, right?
It's 20 foot in the front yard, 10 foot in the side yard.
And that is a front
And
yard.
that is 10.
Yeah.
And you said it's going to 2.7, not 2,
2.7.
landscape buffer, going down to 2.7?
I believe it's 2.
Oh, just 2,
Straight,
okay.
yeah,
I
just
thought you said 2.7.
So 20-foot landscape buffer in the front yard. Like that location.
However, this board finds that if the plan is approved substantially as currently being reviewed by the board, given the accommodations on the front yard setback, the board recommends that a 2-foot landscape buffer is sufficient and compatible with the site. That would require a variance of 18 feet. Any questions or modifications? Recommendation of the ZBA.
Did we say anything in there on the language, 2-foot setback, it's come back? That the existing site conditions are that running green space to the road? Sure. I think we should, but I don't have the thought come back and say, well, they got 2 feet.
Yep.
Right.
And then to the end, the existing site conditions must remain. You can say that as a condition. Must remain, there is substantial green.
On those existing locations. Can change.
That's marginal, right?
Marginal.
So.
Is that called enterprise?
Where is it?
Central.
Oh, that's enterprise. Park.
Okay.
Motion second. Any, all in favor? Probably no.
No.
Support. That's it. Yes, I'm not counting myself, it's been a very long day.
In favor and one doing that. Against.
Thank you very much. Last up, we have Hadley.
Hi, all right,
Good, how about you?
good.
Alright. So, sounds like we just gotta clean up some stuff.
Yeah, I guess we gotta do a site review for a change of use, and then there's some clerical cleanup between the town, myself and the town.
So I think we'll go through, make sure that you're getting us what we need. Perfectly kind of the list today.
Yep.
Cover some of that stuff.
Yep.
So we're all good to go, get us that information, it should be good to get a baseline marker at that point.
Perfect.
Nice, clean slate to work with.
I appreciate that.
Sound good?
I missed
Yeah.
the meeting, so what are you doing with it?
We have a fitness business up there, so I own 8 companies, we are doing golf simulation clubs. Bays and a kind of a bar to host that, so a very more private, kind of cool thing of pars. But at a higher scale, not higher scale that nobody can use it, just higher scale. Simulators are about 3 times the cost of anybody else, is very accurate. Yeah,
Trackman stuff,
no, it's called Full Swing.
full swing.
Yeah, so it's there's no lag, there's putting and there's instruction. So we have 2 pros, Jack Unger being one. Training, and we're all about athletic training with our fitness business, so we moved right into that.
So if you can just say what all the uses are got and where they are.
Yeah.
On the site.
So the original building hosts a fitness business, that's been 13, 14 years. That has my office in it, has my construction company's office in it. Then the other building that we built a few years ago, that has office space up top, art studio for myself. And then on the lower base where we were gonna have garages, there are simulator bays and the bar.
Is the simulator hooked up with the bar? Like,
They're 2 separate entities, but they act as one. Reliability.
right, but like from the bar, you can just access
Yes,
to go back.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, the format of the building didn't modify from the original blueprints. It just changed the use of the bays. So a bay became a bar, a bay became a simulator, a bay became a lobby, and then 2 more simulators. And we kept the aesthetic on the backside. I don't know if you've seen it, it's pretty badass, but I made false overhead doors on the outside because we timber framed the whole thing, so. It looks like there's overhead doors from the outside, but it's not. You know, if you notice my properties, I don't have signs on the buildings, things like that, I really don't. We're high quality, low volume. So it's not, I don't ever want my property to look like an Erie Boulevard, nothing against that, but it's just not my taste. So,
Where's it behind it?
yeah, I mean, a lot of people, you know, call and wonder where they're supposed to go on the property. That's what we kind of like it.
What's the status of your liquor license?
It's temporary, but you know, acquired for about 9 months. That's the process. Temporary, then it goes into a full.
Is it a probationary thing or is it just a?
It's a funny process, and you have to hire legal representative to get you through it. I think it's just to make sure that you're not a knucklehead in the beginning stages. It's low volume, our capacity is low, and we do. Our goal is more towards corporate, so, you know, we have, I do consulting, so I'll run meetings up to 12, you know, in the facility that are catered by. It's not really a bar, but it's catered by that part of the business, and then everyone gets to play a few golf holes afterward to relax. And we can do birthday parties, and we've done funeral receptions. The good thing is nobody knows it's there, so it's behind the building. So,
Those are the only uses that are on the site, right?
my landscaping company.
Yeah.
And then. I mean, I do own an art company, do sculptures and paintings. I do that on the site.
But that's on the second floor.
That's everywhere, wherever I wanna do it. I could be in the front lawn doing a sculpture,
Yeah,
or wherever it hits me.
But the second floor is Art and Art Studios.
The second floor it's half of it's a storage area where I do art in right now. Then there's a conference room, and then there's office space for a designer friend of mine that I work with.
And you have a, there it is.
Should be the second floor.
Yeah, it's the second floor.
And do we have a parking table for the various uses?
I believe so.
I
We're
think
gonna,
I know some stuff came in today, but we haven't had a chance.
well, I've had a great meeting yesterday. Very gracious. I loved the meeting. Actually, the first one I've loved in about 20 years, quite honestly. Very constructive, very positive. We're redoing the site plan. We'll have everything on there. I had 2 monument signs. My mistake, I guess. They've been there for 17 years. The first one's on the corner of Taylor, then I did one by my entrance.
Yep.
And it was more of a sculpture to me, and it's just like. I had CNC machines, you know, metal, cut out the logos and stuff. We removed that today. It is not proper, so. I just forgot it was there, didn't know it wasn't proper, and just. I was advised yesterday, and I'll went up to it, and I took it all down. I'm not taking the stone down.
The one on
Nice
the, on the
slab.
corner,
As you
or
pull
just
into
the
the
one that the
right,
sign was on,
no, the one on the corner,
the one on
Taylor.
the corner was permitted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other one.
One on
Okay,
Taylor.
Yeah,
I took the,
you took the sign off.
Sign.
I'm not moving that
Okay,
rock.
so the
though.
rock's still
Yeah,
there, but
the
you
rock's
took the sign.
staying,
Okay.
yeah,
And we talked about taking down the temporary signs as well.
They're down. they're not gonna do that myself, it wasn't fun. 3 feet of snow. I took out a little anger on them, so I feel better than that one.
all right.
Yeah, there's nothing new that's proposed for the site. We're just trying to clean up the paperwork. There's been a,
Fully understood,
yeah, there's.
on both
We
sides,
need to
fully
get everything
understood.
fully permitted and get COs for these buildings, so we want, the first step is getting an approved site plan that shows all the uses, all the buildings. Everything on the site, and then we're gonna go through the building permit process and
Quickly, because
get
it's all
everything,
It's essentially an as-built survey.
Yeah,
Right,
yes.
yeah, I mean, I think there's really 3 things that we're probably looking for in the as-built survey.
So we did a survey to get it approved in 2020, I think it was the second building. Then I did an as-built drone survey. That was in 2022 or 2023. We call them the day. I'm not a big fan of spending twice, but I understand what we're trying to accomplish here, so I'm willing to do that to get this cleaned up and move forward.
Yep.
The only reason I would need that is I did some berm work to protect. No structures within 4 acres of property, and the Albanese are my immediate neighbor. I own 4 feet of their driveway, they can use that for as long as they want. But because of that second building, when they came out of the garage, they could see right at it. So we did some berm development down there, I think it was at 12, 15 feet along our property to further privatize our stuff and to take care of them looking at the first floor.
Right.
So that there's some earthwork that's changed, but the second drone survey has. The building says in construction and it's lined out. We called them today, the problem is that I want a topo survey if I'm gonna get one.
Mhm.
And you can't do it with the snow.
Right.
So I don't want that to hold up the process, but if there's something we can navigate that way where it's earthwork, I'll get the topo as soon as the
Yeah,
snow
and
melts.
we can work on trying to get everything else and then wait until snow thaws.
But if I wait, does that mean I wait for my COs?
No, we can make the.
We can do conditional.
Conditional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or that'll work.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. we won't-
I assume the berms or slopes are compliant with the code.
Yeah, people. I'm very wise.
Is that a steep?
It's a very safe berm. I can tell you, my retention's pretty good. I had 13 complaints about them. So I had 13 people come up to the building inspector. 13 times. 2 people came, one came 7 times, one came 6 times. And I told them all, just give it till June. Because we did them in April. And in June, you couldn't see vegetation. So yeah, they're safe. They're. Yeah.
Trust level 4-1.
Yes.
But we'll produce the new site with everything that you guys advise us, and if you have comments from this meeting with further.
Yeah, so I
get on
think-
there.
With the as-built survey. You know, all buildings, pads. Drive aisles, sidewalks, parking. You know, curb, I know we talked about previously. The parking area down behind. With bedrock and all that,
Yeah.
that you didn't wanna stripe it. and-
No, it's too badass.
Right. So, but what.
Sorry, language.
No.
My terminology.
What I'd like to see though on when you do the survey is just the paper lines. I want you to demonstrate that the parking can be compliant
Absolutely.
and that will, we understand that.
Can we just, so there's no confusion in the future, can we table it with dotted lines saying. Not meant to be painted, or,
Yeah, I mean, just show it on.
I
the
just don't want
survey.
confusion in
Just make
5
sure
years.
that you have the right.
Yeah,
number.
so
We just
we'll-
wanna make sure there's enough space.
Yes.
And it
Completely
planned out
understood.
that-
Yeah,
but
well, we'll
yes.
put it under as dotted lines
Yep,
and then
and
a table,
and
we'll
that's fine,
say,
as long as it matches,
Yeah.
meets the
Yeah.
parking requirements in
Yeah.
there, that. For all the uses you have, that
Mhm.
it is parking compliant in there.
just with the parking, just so I can say it out loud, like I own all these companies, so I've engineered the time and the flow of the parking. To work right, and I know I gotta design any property I develop to be future use, but you'll never, as I said yesterday, you'll never gonna see a car on the lawn. We're never gonna be.
And that's
Overload
fine,
with anything.
but to your point, we need to design it.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
moved out of there and somebody else came in.
Yeah.
and
We'll have,
Didn't do it the way that you do it.
yeah, we'll have it exactly the way you need.
So all of those, the parking table. You know, clearly, whether that's on there, we just haven't seen any.
Oh, this isn't happening. I backed out of that, I'm not building that, I don't know if you can see that. That's, I had members of the town come up.
Yeah.
That was a proposed building I was gonna build.
Yeah.
And that, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm getting
You
tired
wanna
of
come
that.
back to us for that one.
I have a different idea, but I'm not doing that, too many people.
Full site survey. You know, which has meets bounds property information and any applicable easements or anything that's there.
Mhm.
Because that those are reflected on that. And then the topographic survey, this topographic one will hold off as an additional. Requirement. You know, snow melts.
Mhm.
Get that done.
Okay, well, it'd just be like that little condition thing.
It would be like a condition
Yep.
of the approval.
Right,
For your site plan, just make sure the whole site, we wanna see everything on there, so we have a good baseline for the future. The last like good site plan we have for the whole site, I think was like 2007.
Yeah.
Or 2000, yeah, so
Yeah,
just full site, like everything on it, your monument sign.
there should be an updated one when I did the second building.
We don't have one of the full.
Okay,
charts
okay,
that we-
that's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, so that would be great, so just so we can see everything and see that everything's approved.
yeah.
I think that's
Get it done.
what we would need, you know, lighting. Any of that stuff.
Do you have dumpsters?
We have a roll-off. But again, but you're never gonna see it. It's 11.2 acres. We have a lot of debris from our construction landscaping companies. Our dumpster gets taken out by a big truck 2-3 times a week. But that comes in the back entrance. I mean, I can bring photos and show you.
That's for the construction operations, not for this
Right.
ancillary building. That's what you're
It's
saying.
for everything. I mean, any trash from any operation we do goes into that roll-off dumpster.
So where is
We
it?
don't have trash cans or dumpsters anywhere around the
Where is
building,
it?
all the way down towards the back entrance.
Where is it?
Oh, right about. I got shoulder issues, this one just got replaced, so. Right about there. There's a berm that goes. Like this and it's tucked in there.
So the catch that you're gonna have on that, that's considered a front yard, you can't have the dumpster in the front yard in there, so.
So it's an old quarry. I don't know if you can call anything on that a yard except for what I put in there.
By zoning, it's considered a yard, so.
Like
Is there
Visible where
anything
you're
on
other
the
than the road.
Taylor?
Yeah, what's on there?
Wherever you're on a road frontage, that's your front yard.
But there's a
You-
50-foot
yards.
berm with 30-foot vegetation on top, I don't understand. I'm willing to be
It's like-
educated.
Right, it's like a code
It's
definition.
So do you want it here? Like where
if it's there, you're better off.
Oh, so just relocate it on the other side?
But
It's just a linear thing from the road?
my education, he's saying there's a berm that's high that's
Yeah, you
blocking
can't see
it.
it.
You
Right.
can't see it.
Right.
You can't see it from the buildings, you can't see it from the road, you can't see it from the drive.
It's a code.
We don't want people coming and going, no, I'm not gonna.
It's a simple
Yeah,
fix.
that was.
It's a simple fix. If I just move it over here.
It was like, I just wanted to-
That's fine, that's all.
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
That's
We
all it
like,
is.
we like how you wanna
Yeah.
hide it, we just gotta meet the.
I wanna hide everything
the paper rule.
without doing anything wrong, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I just like privacy.
Yep,
So, yeah, I can move that.
that's fine,
That's a non-issue. What else do I gotta move?
that's.
That'll take like 10 minutes when they come pick it up and put the other one over there.
Yeah. No, just and keep it over there. Yeah, other than that, I think if we can get that stuff.
Yeah.
We can get this cleaned up.
I'll have it by next, well, can we just have a preliminary meeting like we did yesterday, just a quick one, when I bring the site, so. And then can I just be on the next agenda?
Depends when you get it in. Our next agenda is
Well-
actually the deadline's today, and it's a huge agenda.
Well, I also wanna just.
Yeah.
Before, so with the building itself,
Yeah.
the building was. Storage and office, and it's now got assembly use. Is that assembly?
We're calling it personal service.
The business service.
Right, but it's
For state code.
Code requirements,
I
No,
don't
so
think
it's
it's
what,
big enough.
isn't it a golf simulator
big
or a
enough for
bar?
some.
I don't think it's
Like,
big enough.
big-
but you get the bars.
Yeah, but I don't think it's big enough.
Yeah, it's still a business, it's not
Okay,
just somebody.
yeah.
But that's some stuff that Derek will look at when it gets to the
Right.
building.
But just making sure that the building is, code compliant, because.
Building code compliant.
Building.
Bill, yeah.
It is.
New York State buildings code, because that will be part of the permit that needs to be issued. There was no permit issued for that building.
I was wondering if it's on his drawing.
Well,
So,
I'm gonna say this
I think it's
as
the building
politically as I can possibly say, there was clerical issues.
And that's-
somewhere,
and that's fine, but it's,
somebody has a lot of stuff. Me. There's some stuff missing here, I'm fine with going through the process
and that's
and getting done, it's everything.
with the
Wasn't
the change of what's
expected,
going
yeah,
on.
everything.
As long as you've got somebody, architect that looks at it, that just says, everything in the building is code compliant, you're good.
Who's
That's
your
fine.
architect?
We use Jeremy from Ancor for 25 years, Aaron LaSala, he's not an architect, We have a few people that, there's no architect on staff, I engineer and do the architecture, they redo it.
But somebody stamps them,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know,
So that's all.
yeah, these are stamped, everything we do is gonna come in here stamped, certified, all that.
Yeah, that's, I
Including
asked him, I said I didn't see the architect on our line, so I just wondered, yeah.
Yeah, so this is Paul Shanahan, he's been my site architect for engineer for 26 years, he's retired for the last 8, but he still does all my work, we have a good relationship, so.
So anyway, get all that stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get it next week cleaned up,
Awesome,
get the snow melted, get us the topo and then put a little ribbon around it and call it a day.
I'm glad.
so we'd probably be looking at the first meeting in February.
So January 23rd is the deadline
But to mention,
February.
to meet
Okay.
February
Yeah.
9th.
so we'll request if you guys have time to come in sooner, we'll be ready next week. So
And I mean, in the meantime, if you're worried about time, you can start working with Derek on the building permit. It's not gonna get issued until the site plan is approved, but you can start to work through what he needs for, to do all the permitting. So that can kind of be happening concurrently
So we
with this
can't-
process.
If, to do this right, without. I can't get re-permitted quickly,
He's gonna have to review all the plans and come out and do the inspections. It sounds like you have some of the third-party inspections, but he's gonna have to do the town inspection.
We have inspections from the town. Again, I was put in a very uncomfortable spot a month ago. So it's a burden of proof thing for us. We don't ruffle anybody's feathers, I don't wanna start, but, I mean, I had inspections from the town. And fire inspection, and framing inspection, foundation inspections, and electrical, no, our electrical is certified.
Some of that's third-party. The
Yeah,
fire
that's what
inspection,
the
we have that.
Foundation framing. Insulation.
Yeah.
And then we had. Health and county,
I think there's a few. The health and county, we don't need any of that. It sounds like that's already been done. I think we have record of a couple of inspections being done, and I don't know exactly which ones, so that'll be something to talk to with Derek about.
yeah, that's fine.
As far as getting the permits, and then he'll do whatever inspections are left, so we can get COs for both of these buildings.
So to expedite this, so we can clean it up quickly and efficiently, can we have Derek? Sooner? Just to look, do a walkthrough, he's already been through it twice.
I would touch base with Derek. You're gonna have to apply for the building permit first and have plans, like architectural drawings that he can look at.
We already have them
Okay,
when I got approved.
okay. I'm not
But okay,
code
I'm
enforcement
trying, I'm
officer,
doing
yeah,
my
so I
best.
just, I would prefer
Understood.
that you talk to Derek to
Yep,
make sure
okay.
he has exactly what he needs, and then he can do the inspections.
Okay, so that's,
Yeah.
so I got like 3 boxes.
Yeah,
There's
but
there's
these,
a separate box.
Derek is separate. These
Okay.
two things can be happening concurrently,
Okay.
so that's not gonna get approved until this is approved.
Okay, so we can get that project rolling,
Yes,
work
So
with
that
you
once-
individually, then work with the board, and then February 1st, come up here.
I think it's.
And I like what you said, wrap it up,
Might be
and
February 13th.
be done.
Is the turn?
Yeah.
February 13th.
The second Thursday in February.
But if you've got everything set with Derek, once the site plan's approved, then the building permit stuff should go pretty quickly.
Then he can come the next day.
Talk to Derek, we're gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's-
mail them, swing a few holes.
So yeah, we'll work through just to get everything cleaned up and send you anyway, and
Don't know what to say, but this is completely different, I appreciate it, I don't, it's weird, to be honest with you. Been coming from the board for a long time, it's a nice vibe, but I appreciate it.
You want us to kick you out just to make it.
Well, maybe it feels better. Yeah, I'm just gonna be hearing me walking out with a smile. Somebody give me the finger or something. No, seriously, well done.
thank you.
The meeting meant a lot to a lot of people around me, so I appreciate you guys both being so easy to work with. And this was great too. So,
Good.
thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Enjoy your night.
Any other new business, we're gonna get address, no? Motion to close the meeting? No. No Kevin, everybody wants to.
No, Kevin.
I call it the meeting.
Doug, second life?
Sure. Good, thank you. And